Welcome to the third and final support and training video for the CompCalc AWS. During the next 10 minutes, I'll be covering with you some of the basic features and functions or advanced features and functions not otherwise discussed or covered in the earlier support and training videos. This video, Advanced Tips and Techniques, hopefully will not only provide you with some insight as to the power of the CompCalc, but also some of the background information on how we develop the algorithms and how the calculations actually work in the CompCalc. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, a quick disclaimer. It's not the intent of Richard Montalvo, the law office of Richard Montalvo, nor any licensee of the CompCalc to create an attorney-client relationship, nor provide legal advice or opinion. All users of the CompCalc are specifically instructed to verify all information and data provided through the use of the CompCalc with either a competent workers' compensation attorney or alternatively the DEU. Last, the CompCalc is an estimator, not a calculator. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to bring up our browser, look for our link, and we're going to go down and go into the CompCalc. Close this down, and of course we have a toolbar across the top. We've got our navigation icon. These are all the different modules. We've got our home icon that takes you back to the website from which you came. We have a link for that allows you to download the Mac OS, Mac computer version of the CompCalc, the Windows 10 for Windows 10 user version of the CompCalc, and then we have our function icons as well. Let's go in. I'm going to start with temporary disability. I just want to go through some of the new things that we put in the temporary disability module. First of all, TD is dependent on the date of injury. The CompCalc calculates the TD rate based on average weekly wage, never above the max or below the min given the date of injury. So we're going to put this on 2017. We're going to say the date of injury is January 27th, 2017. It gives us the max and min rates for TD rate 175.88. The max is going to be 1172.57. It gives us the SAW reporting. It also that's this state average weekly wage reporting. We also have the percentage increase. But what's neat about the CompCalc is now we have the ability to calculate periods of retroactive TD so that we know what our liability is. We have a date of injury of 1/27/17, so it picks that up, and that's going to be the start date for any temporary disability. We're going to say that the TD extended for about 6-7 months. Let's go to August 24th. And we put that in. You can see that the CompCalc automatically calculates the number of weeks, the number of days, the total number of days, and then gives us our TD indemnity rate given a max for the date of injury provided. But let's say that we have somebody who earned just $900. Well, you can see that it just adjusted everything down to the max. If we take that out, it goes back. If we put that in, we just input it and we've cut it in half essentially. Okay, one other thing that the CompCalc now has the ability to do, and that's to manually input actual earnings. So let's say that we're going back a year from the date of injury, and we're going to start inputting on a weekly basis earnings. Let's say it's $500 for the first week. We're going to add the next week, and it's going to give us increments of 7 days. Let's go 400. I'm just putting some numbers in here so we can see how this calculates. 300, and then 500. You can see that it's gone ahead and increased everything by 7 days. So now we've inputted that. So we've got 5, 1,000, and then we have 1,000 plus 7, 1,700. For 4 weeks, 1,700 is going to be 17.3. That's going to be 5. That's going to be about, for 4 weeks, it's going to be somewhere north of $400. So we're going to go ahead and save this away. And it is just north of $400. It's $425 is our average weekly wage. There's the TD rate. Given a $425 average weekly wage, we reach a $283, and it automatically calculates our liability. Now, if we want to export this, I want to show you this. This is really neat because, okay, we have it in there. What do we what are we going to do with it? Well, we can save it away, or we can send an email. Watch this. It's going to automatically generate for us our email with the data that we put in, the periods of time, and our average weekly wage of $425, TD rate of $283, and it tells us, given the period from 127.17 through 8/24/17, which is the TD liability period that I put in there, given the date of entry. I don't know why I used that. Oh, that's because we're using a 2017 date of entry. It comes up with $8,459.52, and we can send this wherever we want. I'm going to go ahead and don't save, and let's go back to the CompCalc. Okay, pretty neat, huh? Now, one of the things that you probably didn't, that I haven't covered on this is let's clear all inputs, and we go right back to where we started, and we can input everything again. Okay? Let's go now. I want to go through the present value COLA calculation. Now, let me explain to you how I developed this. We know that the applicant attorney wants a COLA calculation. The COLA, cost of living inflation rate, increases the overall value of the case. The PD discount rate decreases it. The way that I developed this, and because you're going to see, if you're a math guy, you're going to say, well, it's ill-behaved. It's not. It's behaving exactly how it should, because the COLA calculation, the inflationary rate, is compounded up. Then we take the present discount rate and reduce it. That's why you can't just do the calculation, COLA at 3.5 and present value at 1, and say, well, I'm just going to use a COLA at 2.5. It doesn't properly calculate. The CompCalc does properly calculate, because at first it calculates the COLA going up, and then it takes each one of those individual payments and reduces it by 1% coming back for the what I believe is the correct calculation. But let's start by selecting the date of entry, and let's say we have a date of entry of, let's go with a 2016 date of entry. Of course, we can go all the way to 2020 now. So 2016 date of entry, we have a permanent disability award of 85%. Okay, we have the applicant age at first date of payment of 45. We have two life expectancy tables here, and I want you to note something. At 2010, for a female, 2010 had a life expectancy of 37.7, but the life expectancy tables for 2008, we have 37.3. So people, whether they're male or female, are living longer depending on the life expectancy table utilized. Okay, so all applicant attorneys are going to want to use the 2010. I think that's the proper table to use in any case. We're going to put in the COLA inflationary rate, and 3.5 is a pretty standard rate to utilize. 1.25 is a pretty standard present discount rate. We can compute this annually, semi-annually, quarterly, monthly. I generally put in annually. The compounding is different if you use the monthly. It's arguably more accurate, but I'm going to use the annual. And then we have average weekly wage. We can either put in an average weekly wage, or we can just go with the max. Now, I want you to note something here. The maximum PD rate is going to be, based on the date of injury of 2016, is 290. But you can modify that by changing either the average weekly wage or change the PD rate, which will modify the average weekly wage backwards, so it works both ways. But we're going to leave it at max right now, and I want to review this with you so you understand what the output involves. First of all, we have the future value of the PD rate. The PD payment is not subject to a COLA calculation. That's only the life pension. The way that it works is, if you have an award of 85%, the PD is paid out first on a weekly rate of 290 until it's paid out in toto. The PD rate, the future value of that future stream of PD, would be $195,242.50, but when you apply a 1.25 discount rate over a period of the payment period, which is 12.91 years, you end up with a discounted PD value of $183,400 $585, okay? But then after you pay out the PD, which takes 12.91 years, then you have life pension that's paid out for the remainder of the life based on the life expectancy of 2010 table, of the 2010 table. That means that the applicant would have a life expectancy from the first payment of 33.9 years, of which he would receive PD of 12.91 years, leaving a life pension payment of 20.99 years. The future value of that stream of life pension payments would be, now this is not discounted, all we've done here is we've used the life pension rate over the life expectancy and added those up. There's no COLA or PV calculation there, so there's no increase or decrease. This is what the future value of that future stream of life pension payments would be. It'd be $211,513. But when you apply a COLA as well as a PV discount rate, a COLA inflationary rate increase of 3.5 and a present value discount rate of 1.25, you end up with $234.99.45 for a total value of this case for settlement purposes of $417,684.67. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Here you have the total future value. That's just the aggregate of the future value of the PD award, the future value of the life pension based on a life expectancy of another 20.99 years after payment of the PD for a total future value. Now, but that doesn't apply the present value or the COLA calculation to both the present value on the PD award and the COLA and PV calculation on the life pension payment. You aggregate those two and you end up with $417,684.67. Now you have this information. What are you going to do with it? Well, once again, you've got to be able to send it out. So we're going to go ahead and generate again our email, and you can see here's all the information. So you can put it to your file, and I've demonstrated previously that you can go ahead and copy this and put it in a WordPerfect file if you want to send it to your client. I'm loading WordPerfect real quick here. I'm sorry, WordPerfect. I'm just going to paste it in there. And there it is. So we can send it off, format and send it off to our client. I'm not going to save that. I just want to close that out. I'm going to close that out. Don't save. And we're going to go back to the CompCalc. Okay, now what happens when your indemnity involves an award of total indemnity, 100%. Now watch how this screen changes. That is the 100% award screen. Why? Because although you're going to apply a COLA and a PV calculation to it, you're going to be paying PD at the maximum TD rate or at the TD rate based on the average weekly wage. Okay? So here we've got, again, 3.5 COLA inflationary rate. We're going to change that to 3.75. When I wrote this, I decided to make it in quarter percent increments. We're going to take it back down to 1%. Calculated annually. Let's say the applicant, see how simple this is to play with, man. First payment is age 50, 100%, 2000, let's go with the 2013 date of injury. And here's the value. These payments are going to be of $1,066.73. They're going to be paid for 29.6 years. The future value of that stream of income without application of a COLA or present value discount rate is going to be 1.6 million some change. But after application of the COLA calculation with a 1% PV discount rate, we're at 2.5 plus some change, $2.5 million. Again, if you want to generate an email, if you want to save this, you have the ability to do all of that. This module is probably more useful to me on some of my catastrophic loss cases than any other module. It used to take me, because I have a background in this, I used to do it by hand, it used to take me an afternoon to completely calculate one of these out with some hypotheticals. Say I wanted to calculate it at 85%, at 90%, and then a total award. Think about the amount of calculations that would take to do that by hand. But now it's just quickly done with ease and accuracy both. Life expectancy, there's no surprise here. Again, you can use the tables, put in the age, and you're going to get the life expectancy of the applicant. Job displacement, we kind of forget that there is a differential in supplemental job displacement. On or after 13, it's just going to be a $6,000 award. If it's a 2012, it's going to be based on the percentages. Okay, and I'm just changing those real quick. Death benefits, here again you put in the date of injury and the number of dependents. It's going to give you the award. I have some information regarding burial expenses and that sort of stuff on the bottom here. Date calculator, if you need to know between two dates, you're able to get that information. I want to see on view, no. See what we can do with edit. No. Okay, the date calculator. The date calculator is a little bit better in the on the handheld devices because you can put between and from to and that sort of thing. We haven't implemented that in the date portion. QME. Okay, QME specialties and search body codes. Real quickly here. I want everybody to be aware of that the psychology, clinical neuropsychology has been done away with, so we no longer have that. If you need that specialty, you can't ask the DWC for that, or the Industrial Medical Council. You actually have the IMC. You actually have to go to an AME to get one. But of course, here are all the codes. Why they took that away, I don't know. And then the body codes. We're always trying to figure out. Of course, I have a search engine on all of this. Let's say back. Okay, click on that, and we know it's 420. So we're always searching for charts with those on it. Combined value equation. Now, here's why I put this in. Now, let's say that you have some numbers and you want to play with them, and you're not sure what the ultimate rating is. You don't want to have all these different rating strings. You just want to know if you combine different percentages, what the combined value equation is going to do to those different percentages and what your liability is going to be. So let's go ahead and just play with this for a second. Let's say we have a rating string that's 15%. Let's say the second rating string is 25%. And all I'm doing is going up here to edit and new number. Okay? And let's say the last rating string is 38%. Okay? Now, the combined value, if we add this up, let me see if I can do it in my head. That's 30, 50, 60, 78. Okay? 78 using these three rating strings is going to be reduced after the application of the combined value equation to 61. Given the date of injury of 1/1/2015 and a max PD rate of 290, that award is going to be 104,182. Now, once again, we can go ahead and change the, let's say he makes $300. No, there we go. Okay, what I had to do was put the cursor out here to have it input. But that $300 has reduced the PD rate to $200, and it reduces the award to just $71,850. Okay? And I want to see one more thing. If we no, you're not going to be able to save or send this. We'll have to implement that. Okay, so that's the combined value equation. Let me see if there's anything else. Of course, if you're here, we've already gone through the support and training videos and information about us. Now, in closing this out, there's one thing that I want to highlight for you. I have, Bobby Gooden is certainly, he's done an extreme job on all this. He's a great asset to me. But if you have any questions or comments about what's going on, or any ideas, good ideas that you think should be implemented, give me a call, or drop me an email or whatever, and tell me what that great idea is. I do pay for different modules, and again, I want to take my hat off to some of the people that have helped me out with not only testing this program, but also providing us with ideas and thoughts. Okay, hopefully this video was of some assistance, and again, I appreciate whatever thoughts and ideas you might have. If you ever come across something that you think is not quite working right, give me a call, and I will make every effort to discuss it with you and make changes where required. Okay, thanks so much. Take care.